Oh, wow. Wow.
Yo. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Breeze Shooters Ride Along Show on DTF Radio. I'm your host, Lou. My co-host, Chris, is running a little late, but he'll be here shortly. And we are the show that brings you news, sports, poker, and everything in between. But today we're going to be talking about slaps. Yesterday was the Oscars, and it's called, well, actually, here comes the host. Better late than never.
Thank you.
It's called The Slap That Was Heard Around the World.
Woo!
And it was definitely a crazy night for the Oscars, because the Oscars are usually a prestigious event of who's who of Hollywood, and it's definitely something that they're not used to dealing with, and unfortunately, it went down.
Yeah, put my mic up, I can talk. Put my mic up.
Oh, you can talk.
It was tainted.
Well, you know what? Hold on. Why don't you get ready? Let me do some other stuff. While Chris is getting ready, real quick. Today's show is sponsored and brought to you by the Social Nostra Network. The Social Nostra is a network of shows bringing you the latest trends and influences and events from social media. And again, anyone interested in doing business with the Breeze Shooters podcast show, please shoot us an email to breezeshooters@yahoo.com, and that could be in different formats. You could either do product placement with us and the screen that we have, or you could just we could announce your business, things that are happening, maybe specials or grand openings, or if you want a birthday shout out, feel free to call us and tell us what you want to do and how we can service you. Like I said earlier at the top of the show, today we have a packed full show. Me and Chris are going to be breaking down the smack that was heard around the world between Will Smith and Chris Rock. We're going to have a comedian, Willie Sweets, call in to get his perspective from a comedian's perspective. And then at the 4:30 mark, 4:25 mark, we're going to have a special guest. We're going to have Keri Singleton from the Keri's Korner show that premieres here on DTF Radio every Monday from 5 to 7. Keri is he's embarking on his 9th year anniversary. A lot of good stuff there that we're going to get into. So today should be a fun show. Are you ready?
I was born ready, motherfucker.
Wow, easy.
I'm upset, man.
All right, Chris. Let's start. We're gonna break this down, right? And look out for the phone because Freddie should be calling.
Let me apologize for my tardiness.
I wouldn't expect that the other way. Salute. So there's so many different things with this. So let's start with the first thing, the obvious. How disrespectful is it to smack a man?
That's
super disrespectful.
Super disrespectful. There's levels to this, and if same amount of force, if I punch you with the same amount of force that I slap you, the slap is a lot more disrespectful.
It stings. It's
not even about
and the echo, and then everybody sees. It's because it's associated, like if you were gonna slap.
It's a bitch slap.
There you go.
It's if you man to man, we're gonna go out there and shoot the, how the kids say, we're gonna shoot the fair one. It's gonna be boom, boom, boom. Close fist. When you slap another man, it's like I spit on you, I disrespect you, I humiliate you.
I'm making you my itch.
Yeah, you're my itch.
So alright, so that's one level of it. What were your thoughts on Will approaching Chris Rock?
Okay.
And at that moment, at this classy event, not only that, but it overshadowed his moment. First time winning an Oscar.
That he's been fighting for.
God knows how long.
They even boycotted it. His wife, Jada, boycotted it in 2016.
Mind you, Chris threw shots at her back then.
But they're comedians. They're supposed to. You understand what I'm saying?
So I'm sorry, I threw you off. So what are your thoughts on Will approaching Chris live on stage in front of everybody?
I was very upset.
Me too.
Because they, with all this conversations about racism, systemic racism.
Yes.
Ooh, see, when I don't drink, I'm good, people.
There's another one I forgot.
All types. I got you. When it lights up, it lights up.
Okay, that's what it does?
Yeah,
okay.
it's up. And ever since you made it, you don't have a landline anymore, and you don't know how things work with us?
Chris, I haven't had a line.
I know!
In more than 10 years.
That's when you...
Once the cell phone came around, but going back, so
exactly. Let's not get started on your financials right now. So, the word I'm looking for is Will Smith. With all this racism and we're fighting for equality, he set us back. It's tarnished. It's tarnished.
What was Will's? How was he perceived? I think he was.
See, the problem with
no, not prior to this event. I think when you say Will was definitely a top-notch A-list actor that was revered by everybody.
I'm a Will Smith fan.
He's phenomenal, yeah.
Like, not only acting, like
a person.
As a person, positive, love, Now, see, the thing with it, he
what are your thoughts on Chris Rock before we move forward?
I think I like Chris Rock too.
I mean, he can get raunchy, but for most of his jokes require thinking. I think he attracts that crowd where he has a lot of wit. His jokes have the punchlines.
Top 10 all time in the history, probably even top 5. Chris Rock is good.
He's very good.
He's good. So my thing is, Will Smith tarnished a beautiful night. Like I said, set us back, and when I set us back, I'm talking about us as a whole. We can say jokes all we want, but at the end of the day, the unity is what's gonna take us to the next level. That's not happening, and I'm gonna break it down for you because so to answer your question, I think he tarnished. Not only his. No, I'm not gonna go as far as his legacy. He tarnished the one night that he wanted, that he was yearning for so long, and then to act in such a violently towards another black man, I find it. See, I'm looking at the bigger picture. If this would have happened in the fucking Nafa's Bodega over there on 7th Avenue and 39th Street, it was cool. It happens. We get into. Sometimes I throw a joke at you. That day we were at Nafa's, I fucked around with Jay. He almost killed me.
Yeah.
But not in that stage. Not when we've been under the microscope of. And when I say we, since
there's only one black person here.
Lou, we just because. Listen, Lou, don't piss me off.
Easy, don't eat the mic.
No, don't piss me off, because see, you're gonna make me turn. Us Puerto Ricans, you know how Puerto Ricans are. Don't get me started with it. I am black.
Let's stay on task.
All right.
We only have all.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that he set us back on that stage, and that's what was disappointing. And you want me to tell you something?
You want to go a little deeper? You know what's messed up?
What?
The Oscars were actually produced by a black guy.
Will Packer,
who's doing great work.
Second in the history of
the one, and it was a phenomenal show. I didn't see it. I'm seeing all the highlights now. It was a great show, from the performances, everything happening. And you know what? I couldn't feel worse for a guy like Will Smith, because he shouldn't have had that moment. Stay in him. Because he's genuinely a good freaking dude. He's just a really good dude, and it's just a shame that happened to him, because you wouldn't expect him to turn up the way he did.
But you know what? But this is the thing. I think he's been carrying such a big chip for so many years. We talk about the Tupac situation. The memes are all over the place, people.
She brings it up all the time. And the opportunity she has, she talks about her romance with Tupac, which is a smack in the face of a man.
And not only that,
the guy she had the affair with. What is it? Alcina?
No, but we're gonna that's what I'm trying to say. See, the entanglement, and he has You know how many? I don't care how positive of a human being you are. You could be the Dalai Lama, man, and you're gonna reach a point where your closest person, your wife, your the mother of your kids, is out in public, like disrespecting you in that sense, humiliating. So now.
But Chris, you saw him. He was laughing initially.
That's when she. That's when she.
He rolled out his eyes, and that's when he got back. Goes, really? Come on.
Yeah.
He's like, this is what we do. For comedy, especially when you're sitting up in the first 2-3 rows, you're gonna get it. That's what a comedian has to do. We're picking fun, and you know.
And what I'm saying is, I'm glad you brought it up because that's exactly what happened. When he laughed at the joke. And then her face changed. So okay, I gotta have my Tupac moment. I gotta get up there and I gotta defend my wife. And then
you think he defended his wife though, or he ended up making himself look worse?
No, he looked worse. It wasn't about. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It wasn't about defending his wife. It's bad because he tried to prove a point at the wrong damn time.
Yeah.
And then did you catch his speech at the end?
Yeah, and I was actually listening to John Leguizamo, who said that, you know,
by the way, shout out to John Leguizamo. I love you, and you.
He's a man on IG. I love him. He's such a great.
Eloquently, he told me.
Say that one time.
Eloquently, I'm good. I'm drinking green tea today, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I'm good.
So he actually said that it's a shame because it tarnished the moment. You know, such a great moment like that you're working for your whole life to get. And he in regards to the apology, he said it would have probably went further had he apologized to Chris Rock.
Maybe he was sorry for smiling, Chris. That's the thing. Maybe he was sorry.
No, but the point is, you're saying you're sorry.
Yeah, he said he's sorry.
You're starting up and say, hey, listen, I know we're supposed to take jokes and people making fun of us, and we're supposed to do this whole act like it doesn't bother us, but it does bother us from time to time. But still, you gotta apologize to Chris. And Chris, nobody's talking about Chris, but Chris is a champ. Even though he took it.
57 years old. I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, Chris is up there in age. But not only that, but Chris, he kept going with his skit. He stumbled a little bit, he was like, as naturally as you would, because I think everybody else would have just walked up, but he tried to roll with it to the best of his ability. But I heard he didn't press charges. I think the cops actually went, Chris, I would have went after the bag. I go after the bag. I don't press charges, but I go after the bag. You're going to be at least $3-4 million.
You embarrass me. You embarrass me in one of the, if not the biggest night of the actors of a movie night.
That's the night of all nights.
Exactly.
Doesn't get that.
So don't. Yeah, I'm be honest with you. I won't press charges, but I'm getting 17 million.
But this is, so nobody's talking about Chris. Knowing Chris, the type of comedian he is, do you think he's going to continue to roast him?
I hope he does, and I hope his next stand-up he comes see, because when you're sick in the head like we are, I already imagine him coming on. You know when the boxers, when you're sparring, you put the protecting thing, protecting gear.
Yeah.
I hope his next stand-up he comes out with a protective gear on and just go ask Will and go ask Jada.
I think it's October in Madison Square Garden. He's actually doing something with Kevin Hart, but I think they're coming to New York City in October. But that's what I was thinking. I think Chris is going to maximize the moment.
He should.
He's going to maximize the moment. But it's funny because I think it was in 2016. I think he was the host of the Oscars.
Yeah,
Sean Penn even kind of got upset with him because Jude Law, Chris Rock threw out a joke because he was being nominated for everything, and he's like, "What the fuck? There are no other actors." So one guy came over, then Sean Penn came on and said, "Well, obviously our host doesn't know that this is a talented actor, whatever this, that, and the third." But you're right though. You shouldn't have gotten mad. Now, would you have respected Will if maybe he would have took it outside, like afterwards, pull him to the side, and then do what he
that would have been the right thing to do. You see, incoming call. Go ahead, you do that.
Hold on a second. Hey Fred, hold on 1 second. All right, so I put this here. Hey Fred, hold on a second. Boom.
No, not too high. He can hear us now.
Hey Fred, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you're low.
All right, let me.
And I'm hearing echo.
Okay.
All right. Yo, Fred, get some bass off your voice because it's just intimidating. After this Chris Rock shit, everything's intimidating. I gotta be careful.
Yo, all these comedians are gangsters now. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got Willie Sweets on the phone.
Just a little bit. There we go.
We got Willie Sweets on the phone. He's a comedian out of Brooklyn, New York. A good friend of the show.
Sunset Park,
Borough Park.
Sunset Park is in the building.
Yeah, and so Will, we wanted to have you on just to get your perspective from a comedian's standpoint on what happened yesterday with Will Smith and Chris Rock.
Well, first of all, I don't like the fact that people are smacking comedians around. Now I'm scared. Now all these members are going to try to pull this off during shows. If they don't like the jokes they hear, they're going to try to slap somebody now. Nah, but it's messed. Listen, that was Will Smith lost a lot of credit on that, man.
Yep.
Oh man,
He did.
he lost a lot of credit on that. That was, I mean, for as far as black actors come, you know, that made them look bad.
Yes.
That made them look real bad, man. And you know, I just like the way Chris Rock took it. He took it like a champ with no trophy. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Hey Fred, I know you got a bit of a hot streak in you. You think you would have been able to withstand that and just continue to go forward like Chris did?
Oh no! I would have had to cut the commercial because it would have been off. I would have cut the commercial.
It's funny you say that, Willie, because at the end of the day, I'm surprised that he just took it. My reaction is, I would have to automatically have to
But
react.
Chris, you got to understand, that's the stage of all stages. So Chris is thinking bag of money. And I think he was caught off guard too, because he's not
Definitely off
expecting
guard.
that. I'm sorry, Fred, go
And
ahead.
then we don't know how tough Chris really is. Is he really? You know, I know he's from Brooklyn, so he should have represented. But
Yeah, you're right.
how tough is he?
Yeah. Especially with his fingers all like, crunched up the way
Those
they
long ass
are.
ET fingers, those long ET fingers he got.
I would have poked him in the eye at least or something.
Fred, you think he's going to continue to roast Will, or you think that's the end of that?
No, I think Will Smith is probably. I would hope that he would apologize, publicly apologize.
I want a public
for what he
apology,
did.
yeah. And then maybe I'll consider stop roasting Jada, Will, and whoever. And it was like Willie, as a comedian, and you've been doing this for a whole bunch of years, that the G.I. Jane joke, was it from 1 to 10? It wasn't even that.
Well, the thing is about jokes, right? Is that if you have to explain it, then it's not a good joke.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you saw Chris Rock was like, that was a good one. You know, he's a good one. And when he was trying to explain the joke.
That shit was funny.
If you have to explain the joke, then it's not a good joke. That means people don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's bad that he had to explain it. But listen, that wasn't Chris Rock's fault.
No, it
That
wasn't.
was that dude August's fault.
Yep, I just said that.
No, but
Yeah, it was a dude August's fault. He's just tired of getting played. He's just tired of getting played.
Being
But
humiliated.
that's his wife, though.
Yeah,
his
no,
wife is the one that's like kind of
he's
dragging
tired
him to the mud.
of getting humiliated, and that's what we were talking earlier.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, that's awful.
I'm sorry, Fred. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, it's just awful that he said that wasn't Chris Rock's fault. That was just, he was just tired of it. And that's why he started crying afterwards. You know, he was sorry, you represent this, you know. Come on, Will, stop it. Don't try to throw the sympathy up there now. You went up there and embarrassed somebody in the Oscars out of all places. Slap him on the MTV Awards, not the Oscars. You know,
The BET Awards.
Yeah, the BET Awards. You have to sit.
No, that's the thing. You shouldn't have done it on stage. You know, it's like you talk to him outside in the green room, in the back room, in the after party. So listen, me and you got to talk. And if you want to take a swing, you take a swing. But I believe he set black entertainment. He set us back because at the end of the day, there's gonna be people out there. They're gonna say, "These fucking animals. You can't give them nothing."
Yeah.
Because that's what people are gonna say, and that's why
Yeah.
it's bad.
Something that pops up in my mind is Will was laughing. So I know as a comedian, you kind of respond to what you see. So I'm pretty sure that Chris might have thought, all right, it's not bad. He's laughing. But then once his wife rolled the eyes, he jumped into kind of like, all right, I gotta save face between my wife.
I gotta have my Tupac moment.
But do you think at any moment Chris had the ability or capability to kind of like switch gears as a comedian? Does that happen? Like if you see someone's being offended by a joke?
No, absolutely. If he would have just listen, if Will would have said, keep my I don't know if it's curse on the show.
No,
Keep my effing wife's name. You definitely can?
Yeah, you could. Go ahead. You good.
Okay, so if you would have said keep my fucking name, my wife's name out your mouth, instead of doing that, Chris would have switched it up. Because you heard Chris, he was like, all right, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I can see you catching feelings about that. And yes, if comedians can do that, they can touch people's nerves. And he did that. But to go walk up on stage and slap him in the middle of the Oscars, like, who do you really think you are?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that was wild.
I mean, I get it. You're Will Smith, but wow, you said, listen, Denzel had to give him a talk. Bradley Cooper was there. I don't know if you've seen the side joint going on.
And
Bradley Cooper, Denzel,
Tyler Perry.
Tyler was there. Yeah, Tyler, they was all like, yo, what you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking? What's going on with you?
I'll tell you another thing, Willie. I believe that it was if it was another comedian up there, another person up there with the same joke, Will wouldn't have done it. Like a guy like The Rock or even the comedian T.K. Kirtland, that motherfucker. You know, he's Diesel. You know,
big dude.
A big dude. I bet you he wouldn't have done that.
I don't even think that to Dave Chappelle either.
Chappelle's,
or even Kevin Hart. I don't think any of those guys. I think.
He would try to body slam Kevin Hart.
He would put Kevin in his pocket.
So he would try to body slam that. He would open a whole different fight for that one.
So Fred, let's talk real quick about the new podcast that you just launched with
yes, sir.
Tino. It's Martinez, right, Tino?
Oh yeah, you're funny when you're not a comedian. Yeah. Well, you know that whole thing that came to concept is, you know how everybody thinks they're funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody when they find out you're a comedian, oh, tell me a joke, or they get around you and they think that they're funny.
Okay.
Now we have our co-star there, our co-host with us there, me and Tino. AR, he's that dude. He's the one that thinks but he's never touched the mic in his life. But he is a funny guy. That's why we let him on the show.
Wait. So it's AR is the other dude, the short-looking Spanish guy?
The little short dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what he is. A little Arabic. He looks like he's on the store. Yeah. I don't know what he is, AR.
No, but I love it. But Fred, he's good though. He's good. I like his analysis.
Yeah, he's funny.
I caught the first 3 clips that you had. He was good. He was on point.
He's funny. He's just not a comedian.
That's what it is. He's funny, but he's just not a comedian. And now you got to. We're gonna air the whole show, so we just started doing it. Okay. But watch it. Him and Tino they go at it. I have to play referee because Tino's like, you're funny, but you're not a comedian, and cut it out. Cut it out.
But Fred, are you taking shots at other people too, like sketch comics and things of that nature?
Oh no, on the show, no. We just talk on topics, and I try to cover topics. I'm not there to bash at nobody. I'm not trying to do all that. Because if you're not there to bash back, it's not fun.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
But let me tell you.
What I mean? If you're there with me, I can shoot shots with you. We can shoot it back and forth. Oh, I love it. I go back and forth with you all day. But if you're not there, what am I doing? I'm just making fun of you and you have no say about anything.
Is that a challenge, motherfucker?
Wow, Freddie. Freddie's taking it back to the...
is that a challenge?
The dozens.
Listen, I can't wait to get on you. When I get on that show live, we're going to shoot shots.
Yes!
Listen, Fred.
That's why I was mad, because I didn't make it that day with Julo, that chick that y'all had put on.
Oh, okay.
I wish I would have made it that day.
Yeah, no. Listen, Fred. The door's always open.
Whenever you're ready.
And whenever. And
I'm trying to get up there with Joselito because we got a lot of stories, man. We got a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah, with him or without, Fred, you're always welcome. Like I told you, whenever my partner who's very sketchy, I always call you first because that's who I want to get in.
Yo, you a traitor? Like
no.
Loyalty with you.
Yo, we played high school basketball together. He never passed me the ball, but he was still on my team.
Yo, wait. Any? I know you're like on tour with Joselito. Anything you want to put out there?
Nah, man. We just hitting the tour. I mean, the schedule's up. He got the schedule up. Next stop is Milwaukee.
Nice.
Then Texas. Then Wichita, Kansas. I don't even know if there's Spanish people in Wichita, Kansas.
I doubt it very much.
I think Kansas has a lot of Latinos.
Wichita?
Well, I don't know.
Wichita though, I don't know. I think we're going to get lynched by Mexicans.
We call those farm hands.
It's going to be a rough one.
You're going to have all the farm hands on deck. Boy, make us laugh!
Yeah, that Wichita, I don't know if we're going to win over there, but the agent booked us there. That's where we're going.
100%.
Hey, listen, Fred, we got to do your show too, man. Let us know, man. We'll definitely come.
Yeah, no, definitely got to come down like that. That's definitely welcome as well as, I'm welcome there. I appreciate it. That definitely got to let me through. I can't wait to get over there and roast with y'all, though.
No, definitely, man. Hey, Fred, thank you.
It's going to be fun when I get...
Thank you for calling in, Fred. Truly appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Willie.
No, thank y'all for calling. Thank you, man, for having me. I appreciate it.
And everybody, check out his podcast. It's on YouTube. It's called, Fred, one more time.
You're funny, but you're not a comedian.
There you go. You're funny, but you're not a comedian.
Fred, he doesn't get it. This is radio. Freddie's supposed to say it. It's called the setup.
No, it's okay. He said it. He loves it. He loves it. The name rolls right out of his mouth. He loves it. You're funny, but you're not a comedian.
Hey, Fred, thanks for calling in.
Appreciate you, Freddie.
Yeah, thanks for having me, fellas, man. Stay up.
All right,
Good luck on everything.
God bless.
All right. Peace.
Our guest now is going to be Keri Singleton. In April 2021, Keri's Korner's radio show celebrated its 8-year anniversary on the airways. Currently, the New York-based show airs on DTF Radio and is syndicated in 4 additional networks in 4 cities. You can find Keri's Korner in streaming in California, Chicago, London, and Houston, and on the Hustle Fan Radio. The acclaimed radio show has welcomed music industry pioneers such as Eddie Levert Sr., Melba Moore, Melissa Morgan, and hip-hop groundbreaking cool DJ Red Alert. Celebrity photographer Michael K. Cox, who is an editor-in-chief of Photograph. Insight Plus magazine is the show's in-house photographer. Cox has photography. I'm sorry, this is really...
Can you stop saying cock? Cox.
I said Cox.
No, you said cock.
Yeah, your mind is in the gutter, dude.
You said cock.
Yo, you hit record, right?
Hit record from what? Yeah, don't tell me what to do.
Cox has photographed musical industry notables such as Ice-T, Tracy Baxter, Flavor Flav, Adina Howard, and High Five. The Keri's Korner show has enjoyed a successful alliance with a media partner, Intrigue Magazine, since 2015. Together, the 2 entities expect to continue their legacies of providing quality journalism and music to their devoted fans. With that being said,
Thank you, John.
Keri, unlike yourself, you're looking at 2 hacks.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Your energy is dope, man. Your energy is dope. Definitely dope. I love your show. I'm very honored to come on behind you, pause. I just heard y'all talking about our photography. I call him Mr. C to save face.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't call him.
You call him cock.
Listen, when you read sometimes,
He didn't pronounce that. He said, Mr. Cock. I said, what the fuck are you talking about?
so Keri, everybody's talking about the slop heard around the world. What's your perspective on that? Was Will wrong?
Yes, he's definitely wrong. I have a lot to say about it, but I'll keep it brief. First of all, shout out to everybody in Philadelphia. Like, I used to live in Philly, and I spent a lot of time and I have a lot of family and friends there. It's interesting how a lot of people in Philadelphia are trying to big up Will Smith, and he's this, he's that. First of all, Will is from a section of West Philly called Overbrook. Overbrook is like Long Island. It's not hood. I'm putting that on blast. Overbrook is not hood West Philly. It's barely West Philly. Number 1. And number 2, most Philadelphians gave him the honor of being called a soft ass clown years ago. But now all of a sudden he a thug. He a thug. He repping Philly. Stop it.
Yeah.
Big Willie is not repping West Philly. Stop it. and in terms of what happened on the Oscars last night, I feel he was dead wrong. I feel he should be arrested. If anybody else had done that, they would have been arrested and ejected from the venue. You don't just walk up on stage. First and foremost, you don't just walk up on stage at the Oscars. But then it's called assault.
Exactly.
It's called assault. You punched this man in his face, smacked him, whatever you did, and you got away with it. Why? Because you're Will Smith. First of all, why didn't you take that same energy and apply it to the brother that stuck his dang in your wife?
Entanglement. Yep.
Yeah. You want to smack Chris Rock for making a joke but it's okay for people to be sticking it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a bum.
Yeah, I think he's I think it was a buildup of many things going on in his life, which I say Jada is the catalyst for the things going on, and it's a shame because talent-wise, I think he's a good actor. I think he's a good person, and you're right. I never took him as a tough guy. He's just somebody that I think he's good for the black and brown community in terms of representation because I think he does such a phenomenal job. However, it's a shame because on the biggest moment of his life, where he's being acknowledged, this happened. He should have. If it was that serious, he should have talked to Chris Rock afterwards.
Like Philly, don't make him out to be the new Beanie Single. He's not. You know what I mean? And the other thing, guys, that I catch issue with, it wasn't a good look for the black and brown community. Like you really did not need to do that in front of all those people at the Oscars. You know what I'm saying? Now, you're gonna have to wonder: are we still gonna have is the door gonna be open for us?
It took us, and I'm sorry to talk you, Keri. It took us, as I was saying, it set us back.
Yes,
absolutely. We've been trying to fight this racism, this what's the word I use? Systematic racism, and now you do this. The racist from the back. You see why we can't have these people on?
Exactly. Yeah. They don't know how to act. I can't. I don't respect it. I don't appreciate it. And last but not least on the subject, the fact that Diddy has had his own comments and concerns and dude, shut up. Have a seat. Like you're the biggest scumbag in the music industry. I know. I used to work for Arista Records. I had the unpleasant experience of having to work with Bad Boy at one point in my career. You are a scumbag. You have no place in talking about peace or any of that. Sit down because you've destroyed many more lives than Will Smith's smack has. So you sit down. By the way, I just got back from Puerto Rico.
Oh wow!
Talk to me.
You liked it?
And I went for my birthday last week. My first time there.
Happy belated.
Your first time there?
Yeah. My first time, not my last. I'm about to tell you. I was a block away from the beach.
Okay.
Nice.
Beautiful beach. Are either one of you familiar with the island?
Yeah.
Okay. I went. I'm very exploratory, brother. So I took the subway. I went to take the train. To the last stop. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. Bayamon. Okay. I wanted to see the hood. There were some projects over there and some hood restaurants. Because I went to Old San Juan, and I'm sorry, don't take this the wrong way. The food was bland. The mofongo, bland. So I know that usually when you go to the hood in any city, that's where you get the best food. So I took the train out to the last stop. I saw projects and I saw Condom World and sex. That's why I wanted to eat that. But shout out to everybody in Bayamon. Big project out there. And I videotaped it.
Wow.
I didn't go in it. But I walked the only thing that separated me from the project was a fence.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very interesting project.
But you talking about Bayamon you were
right next to the train station. It's this big villa something, and wow.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, I did. You know what I'm going to say? This it was my first time in Puerto Rico, and the people there are so nice and so welcoming. I did some kayaking. I did some sightseeing, but I think the one thing, other than the projects and the mosquitoes, that I will remember most about Puerto Rico is that everybody was just so nice.
That's cool.
Everybody was so nice. So shout out to everybody in Old San Juan and Bayamon. Bayamon. Yeah, it was very. Oh God, the weather. And have a good time.
I'm happy. I see that brings joy to my heart when everybody, especially when it's the first time, whenever Puerto Rico is my, I'm going over there to die. That's just my, So, and we speak about it all the time. So when somebody goes there for the first time and have a beautiful experience like you did in the hood, because that's the thing.
Right.
You stay in Old San Juan, which is it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
But you want good food. You want to feel the island. You got to go in
around Puerto Ricans.
You go go. You stay in San Juan, you're gonna be a lot around Jewish people,
Right.
white people.
So I did sightseeing in Old San Juan. The area I stayed in, Ashford, it's like King's Court. I don't know if you know that area. Like a lot of condos.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Everybody that was around me was clearly American, and I was like, yeah, let me go take the subway. Or
El tren urbano.
and let me go see what some real. I mean, I wasn't brave enough to go in the project, but I did. Like I said, I walked. The only thing that divided me I didn't walk on the opposite side of the street. I walked on the same side of the street. The only thing that divided me from the development was a fence. And a part of me, a small part of me, wanted to go in and just say what's up. But see, I grew up in a housing development in Boston.
Okay.
And as big as it was, I would have known immediately if I saw somebody that walked into the complex that didn't live there.
And that was gonna happen.
And on top of that, I'm not even from your country. So, no. I watched from a distance and I videotaped, but I wanted to show you something. What were you going to say, Walsh?
Hey, Keri, were you surprised to see that so many folks look like yourself?
No.
You didn't?
No, I did my research.
Okay.
I did my research. I know I felt what I was surprised about. So I lived in the Bronx for 6 years.
Okay.
I lived in the Bronx, I lived in Brooklyn, I lived in Queens, I lived in Staten. I know that in the Bronx, because obviously the only experiences that I've had are with Puerto Ricans in the Bronx, in Boston, and in Philadelphia.
Puerto Rican Metro card.
And then, it looks just like that.
Exactly.
The buses are horrible.
Yeah.
But the trains are nice. The Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico are definitely different than they are on the mainland. A lot less American, well, mainland American. Just everybody was nice, and I don't know if it was because the weather's nicer there. I think in warmer climates, because even black people in the South tend to be warmer, so they say. Not Atlanta, but I loved it, man, and just I loved. People were just so welcoming, and not just the people that worked in the different venues and stuff. Because like I said, I went to the hood because I want to see what real Puerto Ricans that are not trying to, impress the tourists.
Exactly.
And all that stuff. I want to see what you all are like in your own neighborhood, and I didn't go to the project, the restaurant.
No. You see, you keep saying you didn't go to the projects.
I didn't go in them.
Yeah, but you were there.
Yeah.
That's the hood. Just because I'm across the street, it does. I mean, the projects is in the hood. It's like you go into the Marlboro in Coney Island.
Right.
If you cross the street in the McDonald's, you're still in the Marlboro area. It's not like you're.
I was literally on the sidewalk on the same side of the street. I just didn't go in.
Exactly.
You know what a stadium is? This is a basketball stadium.
That could be the basketball stadium or baseball stadium.
It's a basketball stadium. It's the second to last stop on the train.
I know which one you're talking about. Bayamó's a big. One of the bigger cities. In Puerto Rico.
If you think about the second to last stop and the last stop on the train, that's where I was.
Okay.
That area. And it was just like the food was definitely better there than it was in Old San Juan.
100% and cheaper. I promise you, cheaper.
I got more for my money.
Yeah, absolutely.
In San Juan, like I said, I love my whole island, but in San Juan, it's more of a little bit for it's the city, so
Right.
we're gonna overcharge you for this amount or whatever. But my recommendation: the public transportation in Puerto Rico is not good.
No.
I always suggest to people rent a car.
Yeah, but see, I don't drive. And everybody told me that before I came to Puerto Rico. And when I got there, I knew that. I didn't realize the bus was running every hour. You know what was interesting? The bus drivers don't wear uniforms. They wear whatever they want. And they put their cell phones next to them, and they play the music. They drive in Puerto Rico. Wow.
Big time.
Like, where are the street lights? And if you're waiting for the bus, you better flag it down. But I just like the fact, it took me a minute to adjust. I was only there for 3 days. It took me a minute to adjust to little things like people taking a really long time, like the cash register, but it's because, you're relaxed.
It's a different vibe.
Yeah.
So shout out to Puerto Rico and shout out to to VP tours. My kayaking, I do kayaking at night, the light up.
Oh, nice. That's very nice.
Yeah. The only thing that I would have preferred, to be honest with you, is to have been around less people from the mainland. They had some big event happening there this past weekend, and so most people were there for that event. I was leaving the day before, but there were a lot of people from the United States mainland, and I really would have preferred not being around so many of y'all. Like, I didn't come down here to be with a whole bunch of people from Atlanta.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But yeah, beautiful country, beautiful spirit, and love the vibe.
Hey, so Keri, let's get into your radio career. How did it start? And were you part of the magazine right away, or is that something over time that you incorporated to the radio station?
Oh no, I got the job. I'm putting away my Puerto Rican Metro code. Cherish.
You never know when you're gonna need it.
Yeah. Intrigue magazine came along after the Keri's Korner radio show started. It was kind of like I had a book out. My first book came out in 2013, and I did a lot of promo for that book. And one of the things I did was reach out to magazines. I developed a really great relationship with Intrigue magazine's president, Dwayne Butler. The radio show, the Keri's Korner radio show, paralleled a lot of the stories that they do. It covers the same type of stuff. Like, we don't do gossip on the Keri's Korner radio show. We play a certain genre of music, certain eras. And the magazine was very similar, so it kind of made a perfect fit. I started off by being a columnist, doing a column in the magazine. Then I was asked to be the vice president, and then they advanced me to being president.
Oh, nice.
Which was interesting. I think that was 2016 or 17 when they asked me to be president. And when they did that, they did it by doing a story on me and putting my face on the cover of the damn magazine.
Oh, wow.
Which,
you were okay with that?
not really.
No.
You can tell he's
I don't want to be like.
he's behind the scenes type of guy. He likes to make sure.
Okay, you host the show.
Yeah.
I know, man, not with the magazine. You know what I mean? Like, that was reserved. But they did it as a welcome. You know, as far as the radio show itself, man, I actually started in 2013. I was a guest on another show on another network.
Okay.
They were talking about battle rapping. Quite frankly, I was in a relationship and I broke up. The relationship dissolved. And I was depressed and I needed something to do with myself. I didn't know anything about battle rapping, couldn't care less about battle rapping. So I came in, we talked about battle rapping. I made a couple of snide remarks, just being me, I guess. And the station manager at that particular station thought it was hilarious. So one thing led to another, and they asked me to come back, and I ended up being co-host for that show.
Wow.
And then that show was about to get canceled. And the station manager was like, well, the only reason I didn't cancel the show earlier is because you're on it and you bring good rating. So how about you do your own radio show? And I said, my own radio show? Absolutely not. But I needed to promote my book.
Gotcha.
And I needed a platform. And I said, come on, man, we'll call it Keri's Korner or something. I said, that's a stupid name. It'll never last. And 9 years later, we're still in business.
Hey man, kudos, man. 9 years is not something kind of like just. Yeah, it's a very long time.
In this business too, yeah.
How many times do you think about quitting? I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God. We're gonna do this again, bro. But you know what happens? This particular past year, I've never had such a great big team. Like, there's a whole bunch of us on the team. We have Mr. Cox, who's the photographer. We have Kevon, who's my assistant. He travels a lot of different places. We get a lot of content from the social media. We have Junior, who does our content on the social media. We have a producer, Paul. He does all the boards because I hate doing those boards. And we have Andre Jones and DJ Justin Time, who are our two DJs. So we have a great team. It makes the job easier. And then I get to meet a lot of great people. A lot of the guests that come in. Other people that have other shows like you guys, man. I enjoy Mondays. Don't suck for me. I like to come in and build relationships. But I'm gonna be honest, man. Next year is year 10, and I think 10 is a nice round number. And
Don't say it.
Don't say
Let's just wait. Let's just wait. Let's just.
Let's see what other offers pop up.
Exactly.
I just turned 50, so I'm trying to, do other things. You know what I mean? I feel like you should bail out before people start suggesting that you should bail out.
You're right.
So I don't know.
You're absolutely right. So you talked about your team, which is really impressive when we're here on Mondays and we're rolling out. And it's just me and Chris, and I see you have an army coming in and everybody.
Yeah, but we don't have the party that you and Chris have.
Well, that's part of it is the alcohol. You in Puerto Rico, that's our gasoline. We need the gasoline to get going. But no, it's just impressive, and it's like, so how do you develop this team? Like, just word of mouth, folks, people that you know, or do you reach out to folks?
Oh no, it was different situations. As far as Paul Dorsa, the show's producer, he was an intern first.
Okay.
And then once his internship tenure ended, but he wanted to stay and I wanted him to stay, and I was like, I hate doing the boys, and he's really brilliant and creative, and I wanted him to be a part of the show's creative part.
Okay.
So he became the producer of the show. Then we brought on Kevon, who's an awesome talent. I mean, that guy, he's blind, legally blind.
No.
And yet he does all of our, please, he's not a Helen Keller. Listen, the first time we did something together was a video in Times Square. When I saw him, because he came from a program for blind New Yorkers.
Okay.
I was like, I thought you were blind. He's like, yeah, I can't even see color. And he can't, everything is black and white.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, it's hard to tell. Andre Jones, he's an awesome DJ. I don't think he gives himself enough credit, but he's a dope DJ. He knows how to mix. He just got back from Florida.
Okay.
Doing some events out there.
Nice.
Mr. Cox has been with the show for all but the first year.
Okay.
He takes pictures of all of the celebrities and everything. He's like a big brother. I mean, last but not least, Junior does our social media content.
So your group has been together for quite some time.
Yeah,
for the majority part.
Last year, you know what we did last year, man? In July, I took the entire Keri's Korner Radio Show team over to American Dream, the
nice.
water park.
Over there in New Jersey,
Yeah, I wanted us to have a retreat.
Nice.
And to kind of, build everybody's morale and everything. And so we all went. I think Mr. Cox didn't go, but the rest of us went. Junior wasn't with us at the time. And we just went over to the water park, man. We had a great time on the slides and just having a good time. And because I think it's really important that the guys, we celebrate everybody's birthdays.
Absolutely.
I just, everybody, it's like a family.
Family, yeah, it's a bond.
And from the outside, you can see that it's a well-run business. Like, you come in and everybody has their part. So it was easy for us to kind of invite you on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
It's crazy though. I thought today was your party, so I said, "Hey, let's get him on so you can kind of promote this party," which is great. Yeah, please tell us about the party. What does it entail? What's going to happen?
So here at DTF Radio Studio, 20 Grand Avenue in the beautiful borough of Brooklyn, we are going to be opening the door to the public. Anybody and everybody, and you guys promised that you would hang out.
We'll definitely be here.
So there'll be cake because we can't have a party without a cake.
I'll bring the coke and the strippers. Is it that type of party?
I'm always coming down from Boston.
Again, the comments made by Chris do not reflect. He is his own entity.
I gotta behave myself because Mom is coming down.
Okay.
It's gonna be catered by my buddy Trey, the BK Show.
Yes.
He's a good dude.
Yes.
He's gonna sauce up some food.
Nice.
And just an opportunity for people that have never perhaps come to a radio show to come in. It's a live taping. And just have some fun while we're taping the show, and we'll be playing clips of old shows.
That's gonna be awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, so just a lot of fun, a lot of laid backness, and of course Andre Jones will be mixing it up as well. So I'm so glad that you guys have agreed to celebrate with us because it's 9 years is a long.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. Appreciate it.
Listen, God bless.
Yeah.
Like I said from afar, we admire you. How you conduct your business, how you run your business. Syndication. How does that work? So you're syndicated in 4 cities, right?
Yeah, we've been syndicated in several others, but some networks don't do their jobs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're syndicated in Northern California on KOYO FM. That's an FM station.
Okay.
Nice.
California. On Fridays, we're in Chicago on WJWR. We're also on Fridays in London, England, London Energy Radio. And on Saturdays, we're on 95.3 Jams in Houston. Shout out to Houston. And lastly, we're on Hustle Fam Radio, which is a radio app on Sundays. So yeah, syndicated. I wanted to be able to reach a broader audience. And so early on in the show's lifespan, I guess, I think after the first year, I started looking for syndicated networks. So we've been in Atlanta, we've been in DC, we've been in, what else have we been? Los Angeles.
You said Houston too.
Okay.
No, we're in Houston now. Because those are the cities we've been in, but you know.
Keri, all that legwork is you though, reaching out to these folks to get syndicated, or?
Yeah, for the most part. But there's no big T's and little I's. We do everything as a team here, man.
Gotcha.
The guys, I asked them, what do you think about this network? What do you think about this? You know, should we leave this network? You know, I definitely, the first thing I say to anybody that comes on the team, do not refer to me as your boss. And don't refer to the show as my show. It's our show. Because it's our project, you know. It's every week we come in here. These guys, you know, they come in and they bring all their energy and their skills and their talents to the table, and they make the show what it is. I just happen to be the guy on the microphone.
Yeah, don't tell Big Man that, because you try to go back there, you're gonna lose a money. That's his domain right there.
I'm gonna have to worry about me too. That is definitely his. Shout out to Andre Jones. He's a dope DJ.
Andre, yo, he always gets hyped, man.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's on our way out. Guys, get out of here.
But you're gonna be able to hang out next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anybody that wants to come out, come to. We start the show at 5:00 p.m. and ended at 7. And we're gonna have, like I said, my mother will be here, so I'll behave. I'll behave. She might not be. And yeah, we got some great guests. We actually got a YouTuber from Baltimore who's going to be coming up and getting interviewed. So anybody's welcome to come up and watch the show and just have a good time. And I hope that you guys bring your party favors.
Okay.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I don't play it, but obviously do what they want.
All right, that's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Keri Singleton from Keri's Korner. You can find him every Monday from 5 to 7 on DTF Radio. And as mentioned earlier, he's syndicated on various channels, California, Houston, Chicago, and London, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I get them confused. But California, Chicago, London, Houston, yeah.
And Keri, what's the IG handle? So folks will look you up.
Keri's Korner Radio Show with a K, so it's Keri, KeriSkornerRadioshow.
My man. Thank you for coming on, Keri.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for another week of Three Shooters Radio. I'm Lou.
I'm Chris, and I'm ready to slap my.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Peace, everyone.
Smith Chris Rock situation.
I mean, I don't know why Will Smith got so upset at Chris Rock for calling her G.I. Jane. People were calling her a hooah when she was in that shared entanglement. I didn't see him get up and slap
Well, don't you think
anybody.
that might have like added to his, to his emotions?
Control your emotions.
Alright.
Control your emotions. You are on national TV, and then you get up and you want to have a nervous breakdown apologizing with those crocodile tears. No, he was wrong. 100%.
So you're siding with Chris Rock?
Yes.
Okay.